Uh-oh, we got a blurry camera. Okay, we are live, it looks like. Let me get this piece of business taken care of first here. Gotta go here and turn that on. Save. And let's see here. Gotta go here, turn that on and save. Then we go over to Stunt Hangar and we gotta go home. Come on. And at the bench and post the link. New topic. And post. Post. All right, the link is in the Stunt Hangar section. I don't want AI. Link is in the Stunt Hangar at the bench section. Tonight I'm working on my program, my you name it or whatever you want to call it. I think what I'm going to do is remove the stabilizer so that I can dope it and tissue easily instead of trying to work around the stab. I already got 2 coats of dope on it. I built the cowl in the last couple of days. So now it's time to start finishing this bad boy. Set it away. Feels all right. I think it's 180. We don't want to use 180, we want to use 320. So hit the blue. I hear it raining out there. This is 320. I had some 400. I wonder what the hell happened to it. I like this. This will make it easy. Have the stabilizer out of there. If you'd like to join in, go to at the bench. And link is in there. I'm sure somebody will be along shortly. hard spot right there. Oh, can't get that hard spot out of it. Dang. Put some more dope on it. Put the dope on it. Hey, here comes Gary. There you are. You're muted. You got to unmute your mic. Can't hear you. You got to unmute your mic.
Yeah, I'm a coming.
Well, it looks like Wednesday we're gonna fly. I've always got to start messaging when I'm streaming.
Yeah, it's the way it goes, isn't it? Seems like.
I miss the old days of not having that stupid phone with messaging. I hate messaging, texting. I hate it. You got something to say, call me, and we'll be done in about 2 seconds. Otherwise, you got to push buttons for a half an hour.
I think that's going to be a good looking plane.
Well, I hope so.
Yep, I think so.
I hope it's light enough. That's what I hope. I just hope it's light enough.
do the best you can with what you got.
I'm thinking about going to Sherman-Williams and buying half pint of black 9200 base coat, clear coat. Paint it with car paint.
So you're thinking about having a black one, black paint?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, get a really good finish. That's a pretty. You make a pretty plane.
Yeah, but the woodwork has to be perfect.
Yeah. How would it be for flying? Would you get lost easier?
I can't see what I'm doing anyway. Got second place at the last contest yesterday. Joe Gilbert beat me by 17 points.
What was it? What was it on? Just overall.
Stunt, stunt competition.
Yeah.
And I was flying into the trees. I could not even see the ground. You lose your airplane in the trees. So I just was guessing. No excuse. But I really can't see at that field. I like this turtleneck setup that I did. I'm going to use it again, where I molded the canopy and the turtleneck all in one piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
First time I ever done that. I knew I could do it. It's just a trick,
Yeah.
Pretty tough to do. But it was light. So on my Viper, the one that I got to finish up over there, I still got a Viper that's not done. I'm going to mold the turtleneck and the canopy all on one piece. Already has the nose block on it. It was hollowed out. It wasn't this is a molded, no, come on, guys. I'm going to turn it on. Okay, that does it. We won't be hearing that no more. It's annoying. Kind of like when Kamala Harris says, it's hard work. And we like hard work because it's work.
Yeah. Because it. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, we like hard work because it's work.
She's a jerk.
He's a moron.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get to tissue tonight. Maybe tomorrow. But I will get this fiberglass on the nose tonight.
That's just your first coat of dope on the.
That's
You haven't
it.
had, you haven't had a tissue on yet.
No, it's actually
Yeah,
the second coat.
Yeah. Yeah. This is yeah.
Got to slather it on. Shit, I just built the cowl today.
Do you ever lose many hairs off of the brush?
Better not. This is a $30 sign painting brush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to be using it for this, but I like it so much that I'm going to continue using it for dope. Leaves no brush strokes in it.
Is it real soft? The bristles?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it camel hair?
I don't know what kind of hair it is. It's natural hair, but it's a link letter or Linkender or it's a sign paint. It's a 1-inch single stroke sign painting brush. It works really well. Otherwise, I'd be using that brush that looks like it's a rake. What happened to it? Oh, there it is. This brush here is $3, and the hair feels like terrible. This brush here is $30. Both the same size. Big difference. Okay. Put this back down. We are going to do some fiberglass tonight on the nose. Yeah, see that there? Okay. Let me wash this brush out. But first, I need to plug that needle valve hole. It's the wrong spot. Well, not everybody talk at once.
What how many ounce fiberglass, Sparky?
It's a 3/4 ounce glass cloth.
3/4.
Yeah. I don't have any half ounce anymore.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine. I got 3 yards of 3/4, so I bought that at Wicks Aircraft. Put my stabilizer back in so it balances a little better.
I didn't realize Wicks sold it fiberglass that thin, that light.
Yeah, the guys that build canoes like to use it. They put it on their mahogany canoe and it shows the wood through.
Okay.
At least that's what he told me.
Well, I don't know how true it is, but I said before, and I'll bring it up again. I always use 3/4 on my RC planes, and I was somewhere, and the guy was talking about you should be using 1.25 ounces because the amount of resin that it takes to fill that versus the 1.25 ounces, you're probably about the same or slightly less. I don't know how true that is, but who knows?
Well,
I'm not gonna get a couple pieces and cover it and weigh it. So
considering that I cover over the glass cloth with Japanese tissue, you know, I
oh, okay.
carded all out, all the resin out.
Yeah.
Just there to harden things up there on the nose.
Any special Jap tissue?
Well, I not really. And I had that high dollar stuff, but I don't have it anymore. This is covered with regular old Japanese tissue from the hobby shop. It's on the wings.
I ordered some tissue from the Free Flight guys to see what it's like.
Yeah. Was it the $15 a sheet stuff?
Yeah, it was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And that, thinking of tail surfaces.
Well, the guy I got the free flight stuff from was in England, and it was $15 a sheet. But the reason why it was so expensive is it was 18 inches wide by 30 inches long. That is an oddball size for handmade paper.
Hmm.
The reason why I needed it 30 inches long is because you can cover a wing with it too.
Yeah.
You can't hardly do it with two 18-inch squares.
Yeah, it was bigger than that. It was from, oh geez, I forgot who I got it from. I know I got a shipping advice on it.
Was it England?
No, I can't imagine what the shipment would be. Volare Products.
No, not the same place.
Yeah.
I got this stuff from England. It was $15 a sheet. I got 10 sheets, and the shipping was ridiculous. I spent about $220 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then when I tried to use it, John and I tried to cover a wing with it, 4 hands. We couldn't do it. So I just used it to cover solid wood surfaces. But we did do experiments. It is stronger than silk span or Japanese tissue, and carbon fiber was the weakest.
Oh wow.
It's on my channel, the tests Saturday at John's.
Well, I've been watching different videos because I'm grounded for 2 months after surgery that I can't stand on my leg, and I'm only in week 5.
Oh boy.
So I got the seat here, the bed, and a chair. And that's it for 60 days.
Should be able to build something.
Up until recently, and I haven't been here up until recently, it's just going through the process of recovering. But the thing is, with the intermittent aches and pains and all that stuff, this was ankle replacement. And it was one of those things where you sleep in a chair a little bit, you're up a little bit, and just that's what you do all day. How can you just stay in a chair and not fall asleep? So, needless to say, not getting a good night's sleep. So it's kind of like in jet lag every day until recently. But I have been able to piddle a little bit.
I missed you. I wondered where you was.
Yeah. Yep. Right after the Youth Expo, next week, they replaced my ankle, total ankle replacement, which is something new in, I guess, the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And the specialist moved down from Pittsburgh and was pretty impressed, and talked to people that have had it done or have had surgery from them, and everybody had high remarks. So far, so good. Knock on wood.
Was old football injury?
No. If anything, playing tennis until I was almost 60 years old. And I had a higher acid level, which gets into your joints. And so that helped deteriorate it, which I didn't catch soon enough. So.
But you're on your recovery now. So.
Hopefully, so far so good.
That'd be tricky down there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you try to do everything on one leg.
Oh, yeah.
Get up and down. luckily I bought one of those handicap safety or comfort chairs, and so it lifts up, it tilts forward, it has all the adjustments, and boy, what a difference it makes. But yeah, apologize for not being on over the last how many weeks and stuff. But I did send you something, Sparky, in lieu of coming in person, coming on up on every night here. So,
When?
oh shoot, 4 weeks ago maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was PayPal.
Yeah.
No, it was right after you got back from the world.
Well, thank you.
So,
We're going to be coming up on our 25 badges here. I got to start raising funds for the next year's server fee. So
yeah.
I'll wait to give you a 25 badge.
Well, it's one of those things where I squeaked through fairly easy on taxes. So I wanted to make sure I send some your way before I spend it on something I shouldn't have. I appreciate the info that I can go back and research and listen to, even though I might have done some of the stuff before. The last one was doing the landing gear and that. I don't know if you know it, but the 50K carbon toe.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The hobby shop in Florida, Graves RC.
Yeah.
Will sell you, I think, about 30 feet at a time.
Yeah.
For about which you can do one, but I think it's $10 or $12.
Now I'm looking for a creel, a spool.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so.
I don't want to buy it retail. I want to buy it wholesale.
Mm-hmm. But they had that, but they didn't say anything about the epoxy resin or whatever that is you use.
I know where to get that.
What's the amount that you have to buy?
Gallon.
Oh, geez.
Gallon and a quart. You got to buy a gallon of resin and a quart of TET.
Yeah.
And it's $100 for each. It's $100 for the quart of TET. Actually, it's not a quart. It's equivalent to a metric quart, which is a liter, whatever. And the bottle ain't full, and neither is the gallon of resin. And they go by volume, not by weight or whatever.
So that would cost me over $200 to try to make a one for my ARF vector. Then, geez.
If that's $200 for the resin, then you got to buy the toe.
Yep.
And you got to make the mold. You got to have the beeswax, and you got to have.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell's the name of that shit? Oh, now I can't think.
The release.
Yeah, release agent.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you about $300 to build one landing gear.
To see if I could do one or two.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just stick with what I got then. Of course, there again, maybe I can talk to Aurora Flight Science and see what they have in their scrap bin, since that's all they do next to me.
Says here that John Cordes, he's in the hospital waiting for a heart operation. He wants to apologize to the guys from coming on the show.
Get well, John. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm so tore up over John Jordan.
Yeah. Well, I just lost my wife Saturday morning.
Sorry to hear that, Gary.
Okay.
Oh, geez, sorry.
The problem is we're getting to that age that, you know, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You doing okay, Gary?
Yeah. And
Yeah. How
but
many
then
years? How
comes
many
the
years of care did you have to do?
but just since COVID seemed to be the worst part, but she was
Yeah.
coming on to losing her memory there before that, but it kind of
Yeah.
COVID and UTI and stuff really started
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, been there, went through it. I feel for you and stuff. And that I was married for 24, and the wife had the last 5 years was stomach cancer
Yeah.
and stuff. So,
Yeah.
and
Everybody's 47.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, of course, that's my second. I lost my first wife with cancer after 10 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
jeez. I'm married now with Pat, and it's funny. That's how we met. Talking, and she was married for 18, and her husband was alive one week and dead the next, and mine was 5 years, and we were talking about, well, what is worse. It all is just bad, but
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, Sparky, we have to go through it, and so build airplanes while I can.
Yeah.
Guy at the contest had a really neat shirt. I'm going to make one, I think.
Yeah.
It said 2023 retired. It's no longer my problem.
Yeah. Well, unless they're trying to get his 401 or whatever else he's got saved up.
Okay, let me get this done here.
But with you guys on here, being able to come and listen, and it helps.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you something to do, and watch, and
Yep.
learn and everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. You can listen and go, why didn't I ever think of that? And so you hope at some time to be able to participate and say, well, have you tried this? So you just never know.
Well, I haven't made all the mistakes, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. 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 As I say, the only mistake I made this year was thinking that I made a mistake. But yeah, I wish that was true.
You watch my I think they watch my live streams to see me make mistakes. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm fixing a mistake right here. I drilled this hole, not quite perfectly centered for this needle valve. Would it work? Yeah, it worked okay. It just looked bad. It didn't look like I didn't think about it, so we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna show everybody how I fixed it. There we go.
So there's no cutout in the leaning edge of the wing needed on this one? Or do you have a cutout there?
Yeah, the cutout, the tank goes way back in there. Goes back
Okay.
to. Yeah, you got to put everything back in order to get it to turn. Well, let's see how this is going to fit now. I didn't film the contest we were at last weekend because I thought that I would try to focus and do something instead of film.
Yeah.
You got enough filming out of me. But I'll film next weekend. We're going to Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Hope the weather hangs in there.
I do too. Okay, before I fix this, I'll show you what I did. Okay, I drilled this hole off center. You see that hole right there? Maybe I better
Yep.
present.
Yeah, I see. I've seen it.
Let me present this so you guys can see that. And there we go. Now it should be big to everybody, right?
Well, your screen is big, but I don't see you.
Right, I'm not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just in case you were on camera 2 or 3.
so I had a hole. I had a hole there. I just cut a
You
plug and glued that plug in there,
Yeah.
right there in the corner. I did the same thing on the fuselage. Well, now I'm going to move that hole. First, I got to get this sanded correctly, though.
How did you originally mark for the hole?
Well, that goes back to the layout of the airplane, the layout of the fuselage. I laid it out so that the needle valve broke right there at the cowl line.
Okay.
I normally don't even do a hole there, but I thought on this one I would, and I got the hole in the wrong spot. It looked terrible. I mean, I don't even have to make a hole here. I could just leave it like that. But I want to make sure that the needle valve's not touching any part of the cowl. So I know where that's at. And if you followed the last couple of videos on this cowl, the cowl goes together really simple. So now I know exactly where that goes.
Yeah, because I put a like is the needle valve just a piece of piano wire?
Yeah, it's a super tight
Yeah.
needle valve.
Normally what I do, and I don't know if you've ever done it, but I'm sure you probably have, is you put the needle valve in and then it sticks out, and then I slide a piece of paper over the hole and then tape it to the side of the fuselage and then remove everything and put the cowl on, and then I just lay the template right back over the cowl and shows me right where to drill the hole.
Well, that's how I did the
Okay. I
this.
figured that.
Taped it to this, made the
Yep.
mark, took this off, took
Yep.
the motor out of it, put the cowl on it, laid it back down, poked the hole, and that's the center of the.
Yep.
Okay, we need to sand that some more. I like to get the. Got anybody else come in? Nope.
Not yet.
Just us, huh?
Come on, guys.
Okay, you guys know about drilling holes with brass tubing?
I have done it. Sharpen it to an edge
Yeah,
and twist it.
yeah. I twisted all right with a drill. I twisted.
And see right there. I've always done it by hand, and I had a drill always by me.
Now, if this don't work, I'm gonna not do it this way. This will be the third move on this. Pretty good. Need to push that down. There we go. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
And like you always say, it's only wood.
You're right.
So you can, yeah.
It ain't like it's brain surgery. That ain't touching nothing now. It's almost perfect. It's a little bit, a couple of thousandths up this way, but we ain't building a watch, so it's close enough. We'll be ready to fly this next week.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to raise this up too, because it's not quite up high enough. Not a quarter. How about an eighth? We'll go up an eighth. Eighth and a 64th. So I got to get all this done now before I start fiberglassing, you know. Take it off.
You remember years ago when we used to use bicycle spokes in order to hold the cow on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use a dowel.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about the balsa wood question, but Sparky, do you guys have I got a sheet printed off of a free flight site, and it says density of balsa sheets 4 inches by 36 and 3 inches by 36. And I'll put it up, and when you get a chance, have you seen something like this?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay, remove pen and share. Oh, no, I don't want to share. I want to multiple shares. Go ahead and, oh, let me see here.
Does that look familiar?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys had a source for it or not.
I
And
go I go to NCRA Free Flight or Racing is what it is. And I use their balsa density calculator.
okay.
But I have seen that sheet.
I just happened to stumble across it and was like, well, heck, I'll print that. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to weigh just for the heck of it to see.
We're going to build a competitive stunt airplane. Nothing goes on my airplanes in the 6-pound range. It's got to be under 6 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there'd be arguments from some of the guys, but you guys can do whatever you want. But when they say 4 to 6 pound, it better be closer to 4 than 6. It's going much better. Raining like a big dog out there right now.
Oh, you having rain? We need the rain.
Hey, we got some last night for a change.
We don't need no more rain.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at our weather,
I just glanced real quick. I see the cell over you. Of course, did you see what's building up in the Gulf?
no, what's going on out there?
Calling for a big time hurricane hitting the west side of Florida.
Mhm.
That'll be an excuse for mail-in ballots.
Yeah. I got my fingers crossed.
I do too. Otherwise, it's not good. Okay, so let's see what this looks like now. That's way better. Way better. Much more better. We might just tinker around and make this into something. Well, I better. What's everybody saying, Gary, on the YouTube side? I can't see it. Any comments?
Oh. Not too much. Daniel Berry Sports highlights go, yo.
Yo! That's what he says. Yo!
Yeah, he does.
There's the block of wood that started out the cowl. I don't know what it weighs yet. I still got to cut 3 air outlet holes in this. And it's a little thick. The edges, where's my gauge? There. You guys got one of these?
No.
This,
I see what you're using it for, though. That's a smart idea.
that's an 1/8 inch thick on the bottom there. 3/16 on the side. About a quarter there. So you just sand until you get it all 3/32, but you just keep checking it with this.
Yeah. Did you make that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You make 2 exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's a big S looking thing.
Put it together and drill a hole.
Yeah.
Bruce Rackley says, I got my Stunt Hangar mug yesterday.
You did.
Came from the Netherlands. Still waiting for the t-shirts.
I got no control on when they get printed and when they ship or nothing. That's all Teespring.
Yeah, Stuart joined us.
Right.
Howdy. How you
Hey.
doing?
Sparky. Good.
Good.
Where's Len?
I don't know.
You don't know.
He's retired, so he should be around.
I know he's retarded.
Yeah, that. Don't tell him I said that.
I got something for him. I know he wants it. I hope it's what he wanted. One of the videos just popped up on my feed from Brodak. It was a Bob Hudak where I made him a prop. You know, I took a prop and put Phillips entry and undercambered in it for him. It looked like it worked good. At least it did on the video. I don't know if he's still using it or not. I need to sand that some more.
Any snow yet, Stuart?
Not yet. Thank God. Hopefully not for a little while.
Because I know they say in Erie, PA, expected any time from the 1st of October on. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually been nice weather here the last while.
yeah, same with us.
Been pretty good. So
Like I tell you this, if you're in Missouri and you want to get out of Missouri on a motorcycle, you better leave before October because it's going to be terrible.
Pretty cow, Sparky.
What's that?
Yeah,
Pretty cow. You did a good job.
You
You're
see
still
how
a while, man, but you do a good job.
You know, I did it, right?
No, I didn't get to see. I've been kind of tied up today.
Well, I've been working on it 3 or 4 days.
I didn't know you've been working on it that long, but anyway. No, I hadn't seen any of that. I saw you starting to lay it out, but I have not seen any of the carving or cutting or anything.
And that was carving was done today.
Ah,
Did it with my cuts all bit. Oh, the dust was flying full of dust.
ah. Looks like you got a little bitty dent at the back of it, right back here near the joint, right there. Yeah.
That's a cuts all bit spot where I looked away and went,
Ah.
little super.
Oh, you've been investing in Mr. Lee's products too. I've got one of those. I use it all the time.
I got one of everything Jim Lee makes.
Yeah, me too.
And about 5 of the ball drivers each.
Well, I don't have that many. I got a couple, but not 5. Tell me something. When you put your fuselage together, I don't see a cut line where you put the wing in the fuselage.
Yeah.
Did you put the 2 halves together over the sides or what?
No, no, not at all. It is put together. There is a cut line in it.
Oh, it's on top. Okay.
Now it's right there. See that line right there?
Yeah, it's on top. Okay.
Top and bottom. I cut it right there on the top, right there on the bottom. I take the front half off.
Oh, okay. You do it kind of like Tom Morris did, but he was doing it so he could make the front end was 1/8 or something, and the back end was 1/16.
Well, I do it because this has got a notch in the wing all the way back here.
Oh yeah,
So it goes
Yeah.
together like a Lincoln log.
yeah, yeah. That'll be plenty strong.
Of course, it's all been super filled inside and out. And
Yeah, I remember seeing you do that.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was a smart idea.
I've seen so many airplanes come apart in midair that there's no excuse for it. Superfill doesn't weigh anything, and an extra fillet on the inside and outside, and that bracing that goes across and the compression spar, that may add 5 grams, but it's well worth the peace of mind that the bell crank's not going to pull out and the wing's not going to fold at the center line.
Yeah.
Of course, my Japanese tissue runs from the tip to this side of the fuselage and from this tip to this side of the fuselage, so it's double overlapped in the center too.
Yeah. It looks like you're getting into rockets.
Oh, that's yeah, with the kids and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
we want to be able to show them everything, and they really like it as much as they know. A lot of them know about rockets, but then all of a sudden, when you have a glider or a wind-up pre-flight and stuff, they've really never seen this stuff before.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We try to show them everything.
That guy that does the free flight stuff up in the room.
Oh, Doug, yeah.
Yeah, he gave me one of his kits, and I come home. He's gonna ruin me, Ed. It's fun. It's fun.
It's amazing how challenging it is, and it's like control line. The lighter you get, the more anything affects what you do to it.
Yeah, get under it and take a jacket and just fling your jacket, and the thing goes back up. I thought, what the heck? I can't believe that worked, but it did. It was a lot of fun. Got a 1-minute flight.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
That was pretty good for that little airplane. But now I launched it kind of. I didn't just go let it go like he does. I kind of helped it along getting up. But
yeah.
But I'm telling you, he's a mess. He got me hooked on these lightweight things.
He's retiring in a few more months.
Oh Lord. You mean retiring from his job so now he can pay attention to that full time?
Retiring from his government job, Navy job.
Oh Lord, look out next year. That's all right. That's all right. I'm gonna bring a couple myself and see if he can show me how to. I want to launch one like he does. Go out in the middle of the room and just go. Turn around, walk back to the desk, watch your clock. Turn around, be sitting there, and you look at the watch. And you turn around, walk back to the room, and the thing comes and lands at his feet. Now that impressed the heck out of me. I don't know. He's something else.
Loves doing it, and we're really fortunate. Just like you guys that come up, and it was really fortunate to have you guys on the control line and the
we enjoy doing it. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I do have a new plane for next year. I'm gonna bring a new one next year. Yeah, the old one's been put back together so many times it just no. It's going back together again, but it's going back together and be given to one of the young guys that's trying to learn. See if he can he says, well, I can buy my dad can get me a radio and all that stuff to go in it. Not a radio. That's not gonna be radio control. It's gonna be he's talking about the timer and the ESC and all that stuff. But anyway, he said he'd get all that if I could put the plane together, if I give him the airplane. I said, well, let me get it back together and it's yours. Oh,
that's good.
I can't do it anymore. I love that airplane. The paint job on it's what drew me to it in the first place. And it's so much easier to fly than an SV-11, but it's been crashed twice hard. And this last one snapped the wing in half and all. So we're going to have to put it back together. It's funny. It didn't damage any of the ribs, wingtip, nothing, but it snapped it in half. Snapped both those big old spars that sucker's got in it, oak spars it's got in it. Snapped both of them right in half. I thought, how in the world?
Oak.
Anyway, huh?
Oak?
Yeah, no, it's spruce.
Spruce, there you go. I was gonna say oak. Come on.
No, that darn thing hit. That thing was flying. I pulled out inverted out of a square. And it went about just about ready to haul up again. and I saw the whole top of the airplane just roll in at me, and it just started coming in at me, and then the wingtip caught, and it just cartwheeled and came all to pieces. But that's all right. It was fun. That plane lasted me. I got a lot of fun out of that airplane. It was worth it. I just I hated that I boogered it up, but especially the first day. But we still had a lot of fun. I went over and helped a guy with a B-17 and those guys, and we had a blast. The kids had
Oh
a
yeah.
blast.
Oh,
And the
George
funny
and
thing,
Tim. Oh,
yeah, and
hey,
my wife got over there and they got her on the handle.
yeah, I saw that.
She actually soloed. I couldn't believe that. Doggone.
The guy that was taking the movies and the video and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have my promotional clip final approved. So I'll make copies for everybody, and you'll be getting one probably
Appreciate it.
sometime in next month.
Appreciate it. Sounds great.
And that he did a heck of a job.
Yeah, he
And,
did. Yeah, I was hoping that our little buddy from Colorado was going to be in, because I started playing with something. We were talking the other night about that the Spitfire.
Guess what
And
I sent him today?
What's that?
I sent him the plans that I sent you. I sent him a
Okay.
picture of the plans.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming in now.
Should that video be put out to schools, grade schools?
That's what it's for. And it's basically when I go out fundraising, I'm going to be able to show it. And in fact, I got a meeting next month with one of the ladies that is in charge of all the school systems in regards to STEM education and getting these kids what's out there and what's the possibilities out there, and let them know. So,
Because I just was going to ask, what do you guys think we can do to promote this to kids? Because that's the only way we're going to keep going if we get kids in it.
yeah, and that's why I started it. I started with the Board of Education meeting when they were going to do the program in the high school. So prep you for a college course to go into engineering and stuff. And after they talked for about an hour, I started talking about, well, let's step back a little bit and we got to get kids interested. And not everybody is interested in a 4-year degree, that's going into high school or thinking about it in middle school. So, we want them to go and get their degrees and get educated, but what steps should we be doing prior to that? So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, telling me you can if you get through this, you can get a good job is one thing, but you got to get them interested in it so that somebody that's interested in airplanes and flying and all that is going to pay a lot more attention to airplanes and flying than somebody that's just coming in because, hey, this might lead to a job. Can make some money.
Well, exactly.
Have
In
some
fact,
fun.
several of the companies that were there talked about how many parents and kids, students have come and talked to them in regards to a job. And part of my presentation, normally about the last slide, is pay scale for aerospace jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing what you got there, Ed. That sounds kind of good. So,
okay,
look forward to that one.
Well, I've got a friend I used to race sports cars with. I talked to yesterday, and he has long been an aviation mechanic. And I asked him, "What in the heck are you doing, living in Winston-Salem and driving to Charlotte every day to work at the airport?" Because he's a mechanic. He showed me his pace check. He says that's just 40 hours, no overtime. He says this is one of the very rare checks, because he said I always have overtime. This is a very rare 40-hour check, and I saw what he made. Oh my God, I went into the wrong line of work. Man, it's incredible. I had no idea they got paid like that. I knew they got paid well, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
You talk about trying to get kids in. I just went to Toronto to a contest there, and I saw this little kid sitting there, or he's with his mom, and I said, "Where's your plane?" He goes, "I don't have one," and so we got to talked a bit, and he said, yeah, he had talked to the combat guys a bit, and and then I said, well, we got talking about the planes a bit, and I said, well, you want to come over here and take a look at the other ones? And so the stunt models. So I took them over there and showed them which ones were electric and stuff, and then the president of the Balsa Beavers, he was there, so I kind of introduced him to the little guy to him, and he talked to him, and then another guy. He had an little electric plane, so he let him fly it. So, it's just getting the kids there or somehow.
Yep.
I think he says he's coming back. He's coming back. He was going to come back the next day because they were going to be flying. So I think he's going to try and bring his father. So I got a feeling he seemed really interested. So,
Yeah.
hopefully it'll turn out okay. But I think there's kids out there that would do this. They just he heard the noise, and he looked over and he said, "Hey, Mom, can we go over there and see that and see what that's all about?" And over.
I'm trying when I go to this meeting next month. I want to try to get middle school into a control line competition between schools.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but I'm going to talk to them and see, because most of the time, if you get with the right STEM teacher, which is science, technology, engineering, and math,
Yeah.
in the States, if you get with the right teacher that specializes in that, they're looking for stuff to do, and they're not the experts at it. You have people that can teach, but those that have experience is a lot different.
See if you got a radio control person that's somewhere in close proximity to the school that would be willing to go by and help them out getting going, and just tell them it's control line instead of RC. But there aren't many control line guys, but there's a bunch of radio guys.
Yeah.
And if you can get them into control line, eventually they'll have the opportunity to go radio. But
right,
I think they'll be interested in just getting them into models to get them into models, because radio's hurting too.
Yeah. Yeah, so I started the conversation, geez, a year and a half ago, and until you get to the right people in the right positions, it's kind of tough to make progress in that. So I got a meeting set up for the middle of next month.
Cool.
And
Well done.
You have done very well, Grasshopper.
I hear Joe Gilbert.
Yep.
You
Yes,
sure
you do.
do.
He done
Joe,
put an
how'd you-
engine in it.
Points.
Joe, how'd
What?
you do this weekend?
I did real well. I did real well. We flew 4 events and won all 4 of them.
Oh, you did very well.
Great.
How did Sir Sparky do?
He got second, didn't you, Spark?
Yeah, and the concourse.
And the concourse.
That wasn't hard.
It was
Well, I've
fun.
seen-
We had a good time. Good groups of people.
Sparky, you old fossil, I've seen your airplane. A lot of things aren't hard for you that would be hard for most people.
No, what you don't understand is Joe's airplane, my airplane, and a Brown airplane were the only airplanes there that were home built.
Oh, okay. See, I can get away with calling him a fossil because I'm older than he is.
I don't think so.
I think so. You said you were 67, didn't you?
No,
How old are you?
I'll be 70 in February.
Oh, crap. He's got me by about 3 months. Okay. All right, young'un. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
I love it.
I won't be 70 till June, but that's okay.
Man, I hate this. I'm gonna have to drill a hole right there.
to put the muffler on.
Yes. Put a piece of tubing in there where it'll stay nice and sand it down.
Yeah.
Little piece
Glue
of
it in, sticking out a little bit. If you do it with aluminum, you can sand it off with a little bit of
Sand it off.
sandpaper. Just sand
make
it.
it big enough
right
that the
down
bolt will go through it. The bolt
Yeah.
has to go through it. Aluminum tubing.
Turns out just flush and beautiful.
The bolt.
If you don't like the aluminum showing, put a little black paint in there and it'll hide.
the
Black
bolt
or yellow or
for the
whatever color you
motor,
use.
and the motor set in. I think we need to drill it from this side out.
That's exactly what you
That's
should
what I
do.
do. That's
Put
what I
that
would
same
do.
piece of tubing in there and spin it to mark it.
Yeah.
Put a piece of wood on the outside.
Hell, he'll
Well, I
just hook
could
it
do
up
on
to his
this.
drill.
I could mess this up real bad by flaking off half the balsa on the outside of the fuselage.
I'll show you how to do it.
Well, I know how I would do it. I'd put a small bit in that hole
That's
in
what
the
I do.
motor, lay the
And a
motor
piece of
back in
wood.
place and pull it over and just spin it with my fingers and mark it.
And put a piece of wood on the outside where I wouldn't flake it out before it went.
Yep. Yep.
You got a piece of tubing that size, Sparky?
Of course I do.
Yeah. He's got a better way.
I've used tubing.
You got to go through plywood.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
No plywood there?
No plywood?
Really?
I use balsa doublers.
You take a piece of aluminum tubing and notch it a few times, it'll go right through there.
Oh, yeah. What do? You do it Randy Smith's way, 2 pieces of balsa with some carbon in between.
This has got fiberglass between it.
I've never done it with fiberglass, but I've done a bunch of them with carbon fiber.
I didn't have any carbon left, so I'm telling you, John and I did tests on carbon fiber. It's a lot of height. It doesn't add any strength.
Oh, okay.
I tend to agree.
You'll never see one of my airplanes covered with carbon fiber veil ever again.
Here we go.
That is a joke. Okay, now we need a long drill bit. Okay.
What the heck just happened?
I hear you. I see you.
There we are. Everything, the screen went black there for about 20 seconds. I don't know what happened.
Oh, ours didn't. Mine did not.
I don't know.
Okay.
Have you ever flew at Booter Park, Phil?
No, I've gone by there when I was in we were going to Tucson and we stopped by there and saw it, but I did not get to stop. It was raining and we did not stop and fly. That was the plan. 3 of us were kind of caravanning out there and we were going to stop and fly a little bit, but we didn't.
That's it.
It looked like it was all but underwater.
That'd be a good place to practice the wind stuff because you can trim your airplane up there to have the wind in your face and your back and your side.
Yeah.
And that place right there is a short line place right there. You need a little giddy up.
Yeah, Hobby Park's getting to where it's like that. We got you got trees on, like this, and you're flying in the middle. So wind's coming from over here, it's interesting. But if wind's coming from anywhere else, comes over the trees and drops, and it can be quite interesting if there's any amount of wind.
It's that way at Booter Park too, boy, for sure.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty, but I'm telling you what, most places we go, if you can fly at Hobby Park on a weekly routine, which is what we do, don't have a choice. About any place else you go, it's a step up as far as the wind. Now everything else, we got a decent runway. It's got cracks in it. Thing was paved 40. I've been flying there 48 years, so 50 years ago, and it's never been repaired. They promised us they're going to recover it and give us back our grass circle, which we haven't had in 5 or 6 years now. And they've even said that they were going to cover it in carpet, whatever you call it, so AstroTurf. I just want to get it back. I've got airplanes I've never flown because they don't have landing gear, and I don't have a place to fly them. We can't, huh?
Fly them at Jonah.
Well, I hate to take a plane I've never flown to Jonah.
Why?
Because I've never flown it. Don't know what's going to do. I hate to go down there in front of the guys I know that are as good as a lot of the guys that I know that go down there and have a plane that looks like, did you not try this thing out? Well, no. Matter of fact, I haven't. It's kind of pitiful.
Don't want to show up bad.
Yeah, really. I mean, who shows up down there? Derek Barry, who I've known since he was just learning to fly. I think he's one of the best pilots I've ever known. David Fitzgerald comes about every year, and you don't know who the mixed match of the rest of them is going to be, but it's always some really good pilots. I don't want to go down there and do something stupid. Go down there and take something, you know what's going to happen, and go down and try to fly and have a good time. And next year, I hope to be back flying. I've missed the last 2 years with all this crap going on, but maybe next year. Nolan Falls coming up here for long. I hope to make it to that. We'll see. Got a contest coming up this weekend in Virginia, Lorton, northeast Virginia. But I don't know if I'm gonna make it to it or not. I was supposed to, but with everything that's happened, I don't know if I'm gonna get to it or not. They changed my meds again last week, and I got to go Thursday, so we'll see what happens.
That's the problem.
That's a lot of it. It's bad when you try to walk across the room and the room starts spinning. And you tell them, I think this stuff might be a little too strong. Sparky, you sure that's lined up? Because it sure looks like it's too far forward.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Perfect.
Good deal.
Except I pushed it right through. Oh well. Okay. Take the motor out, put it back in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
I had to have a way to get that bolt in there.
Yeah, it's always something. Little holes don't look bad. Heck, they just, I mean, you know, you gotta be able to get it together and take it apart.
Put fuel here.
Yeah. There was a guy come to a contest. I can't remember when, but he had a FW-190. It reminded me of Keith Trostle's. It was one of the few I've ever seen that rivaled Keith's. In looking at it, it wasn't as nice as Keith's, but it rivaled it. It was as close to it as I've seen in a long time. And he had that scoop on the inboard side of it like Keith has on his. It's on the real one. And I kept looking at the thing and looking at the thing, and I couldn't figure out where in the devil do you fuel this thing? And then I realized you take a piece of brass tubing and put it in your fuel hose, and you stick it up in the middle of that scoop. And it's got you shove it up in there till the fuel hose itself is up against the tank to seal it. And then he had one of those pump systems. And he pumped that sucker until the fuel came out the bottom, which that hole was up underneath it. And he put a piece of tubing on that. It went up in there as far you didn't see it. He had to pull it out with a pair of forceps. Very neat. Everything was hidden. I thought it was an awful lot of work, but it was very neat. And then I got to looking, where the heck is his needle valve? And he had to reach in there with a 440 for the needle valve. It was very neat, but it was a challenge. He didn't fly very well.
He don't fly that airplane 1,000 times a year.
No, it didn't fly very well. It didn't look like he'd flown it very much at all, but it was unique. It was the first one I'd ever seen like that. But I've still never seen one to compete with Keith's. Keith's first, the TA-152, one with the yellow stripe in the middle. That thing, he brought that here in 74 or 5. I think it was 4. And I was impressed. I'm still impressed. It's the ones hanging on his wall today. And Keith he's not here, so I can say it. He's a class act. If y'all don't know him, you ought to get to know him. He's a great guy.
Absolutely.
Okay, there we go.
He is a gentleman, Phil.
He is that. He's one of the few that I've ever met that would take time to tell a 16-year-old kid, explain the plane to him, because I couldn't understand. I'd never seen a plane with dihedral, a stunner with dihedral. And I got to looking at this thing and really looking at it because I was I've always been interested in models since I was 9. I started flying. But the wings canted up, and in the wingtip, the lines aren't in the center. Good night, baby. they're not in the center, they're down low to put it more in line. Well, I looked at that thing and I guess he could see me that I was puzzled about it, so he explained it to me. And then he showed me the tip weight box, which I'd never seen one before. And then I saw that line at the back of the plane. What the heck is that all about? And he showed it back up under the elevator. He had a system in there where when the push rod moves back and forward, the elevator moves. Ray rudder, but it's Keith's way of doing it.
Design. Yep.
It's very neat. So I asked him about it. He sent me a set of plans to it. I got them upstairs, and I'm telling you, I'm going to put them on my next plane, but I think I'm going to try eventually to build Keith's airplane. I've built a 190, but it was, I forgot the guy, Keith McClellan's airplane.
Gary McCullen.
Gary McClellan, and that was a good airplane. Mine never got finished. I got it going and almost got finished with it, and we moved and it got destroyed. So all I'll tell you, never let movers move your models.
Well, how did your contest go, Stuart?
Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Good.
Len came in first in the two events, so yeah, it was good. It was a nice day. Actually, long
Let Lynn
drive.
beat you. You
What's
let Lynn beat you?
Yeah,
Come on, Stuart.
I don't think he let him.
No, I saw Lynn fly at the Worlds, and Lynn's flying pretty darn well.
So yeah, it was a nice day actually. Really nice.
What did he fly?
The stiletto and the ringmaster.
Oh, he didn't fly the Tiger Shark. Oh my.
And
That Tiger Shark was flying. Wow. He had that thing talking to him.
You didn't say it right. Which lumber wagon did he fly?
Get him, Sparky.
I was getting a little tired. So
Oh, I'm telling you.
but they're getting
me.
down there. They're going to add another circle. I think they're going to redo the whole park for the control line, and
Oh, cool.
it's going to be all new circles and everything. The city's doing everything down there.
That's cool.
So yeah,
We keep hearing they're going to do that here, but I've been waiting almost 10 years now, and they haven't done it yet.
First time I flew off pavement, that was a little different, but it was good. It's nice for taking off, that's for sure. Landing can be a little tough, a little harder than the grass.
Figure nine is very tough on the airplane.
What's that, Sparky?
Yeah.
Figure nines are a little tough on the airplanes. Joe, were you here? Were you at the contest when Tom Creasy did a figure nine?
No,
Oh,
he
no.
did it yesterday.
Yep.
I didn't see it. I probably left this before he did it because he was just starting to take off when I left at 12:15.
Off his flight because it was too rich, and he flew around. And at the end, when the thing was ready to run out of gas, he was trying to do overhead eights, and I guess it was overhead eights or whatever. It did a figure nine and went bang into 1,000 pieces.
Oh my!
Oh,
when he took off, he was flying slow as we left, so that was when it was.
Yeah.
Fly it level and land your airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flight is over. You waved it off. Fly around level and land.
Get out of the way and go do it again in a minute.
Yeah.
They got a 3/4 inch extension on it.
Yeah. You like that look?
I do.
Looks good.
Yeah. Tank is back here. Engine's back here.
It's going to be just fine.
Yeah, as long as I don't get it too heavy.
It won't.
I'll put that black 9200 PPG base coat, clear coat. We'll put about a half a gallon of spray shine on it.
No,
Oh,
you
Lord.
get 4 ounces of spray shine, 2 ounces of catalyst, and all the thinner you want. But that's it. When it's gone, you're done.
Yeah. I'm not putting 6 ounces of finish on it.
How much you gonna put on it?
I'll put 6 ounces of finish on it, but it'll be dope. And it won't weigh 6 ounces. I mean, it'll be 6 ounce finish, but you put 6 ounces of catalyzed clear on it, and you'll
Oh,
have
gosh, no.
the paint and 6 ounces of catalyzed clear.
No, you'll have 12 ounces then.
Yep. I've seen as much as 16-ounce finishes on airplanes.
Hmm.
A pound of paint.
Somebody became one with a spray gun.
Makes me think how much weight is on an airplane in paint, like an F-14 with.
Oh, I bet there's 12, 14 gallons of paint on that rascal. Maybe more.
There's more than that. There's about 20.
20 gallons of paint.
Yeah, plus trim colors. There's no
Yeah.
clear, obviously. It's a
No, but paint adds up. You could put 50 pounds of paint on a full scale airplane quick.
How many gallons of dope did your Cub take to do?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I think it takes at least 2 gallons of color for sure.
I'd be more than that.
Mine, we put almost 4 gallons of Cub yellow on it.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't believe that 2 gallons would go far.
It might not. It might not. I
Seemed
think it
like
depends
more
on
than
who's
that. I don't know.
spraying
It's
it, how
been
thick
30
you put
years
it on,
ago.
which kind of paint you use.
But I'll tell you this, that paint we used in the Navy, which was like peanut butter, a gallon of gray would cover, a bunch. It laid down so nice, and it was epoxy and it just flowed out. You could run it real easy.
That's where Sparky learned to put thinner and stuff.
That's right. Navy taught me how to paint.
Hey, Mark, I see you got my stuff.
Yeah. Haven't heard from John. I don't know what the story is with that.
Okay.
Dennis
I
is
tried to
not
get-
on. Dennis is
I
not
tried to
on
get-
either, is he?
I tried to get that out to you for the last couple of weeks, but having the surgery and not being able to do anything, I just finally got to it today with the help of my sister-in-law.
How's your
Hey,
ankle?
How long have you had that kit, Ed?
Year and a half.
Oh, okay. I thought it looked like from the plans it was a 2011 edition.
I mean, I can research, but
I think Water will do that. He'll have a computer file, and if anybody wants to play, and then he'll cut it for him. And I don't think he cuts them and puts them in the closet, does he?
yeah, no, but yeah, I thought that's what you'd be interested in looking at that, and if I remember right, I think Dennis has built the wing on his. I think he said it one time, a year and a half ago.
He started it. I don't remember how much he got done.
Mark,
Yeah,
you
remember-
know I gave Bart Kaplinski that P-51, right?
Right.
He better be building it or he better give it back.
Yeah.
No,
It
he's
hasn't-
planning to build it. I talked to him at the Worlds. I have one as well. And he is planning to do it. He's got another plane he's got to finish first. But he said he is planning on building that. He's already got the motor figured out, and he's got a lot of it figured out already. We talked about that at length, and he had some ideas that I had not thought of. He's a pretty sharp character. I didn't figure on the fact that thing is a very draggy airplane. I thought, well, it was designed for a 46,
Yeah, put a 6 in it.
but he actually had a custom 60 in it.
Yeah.
He had a 46 that was modified so much it was actually a 60. He used to tell people it was a 51, but if you read the article on that CD, it was a 60.
You might have known about nitro too, Phil.
No, at the team trials, he was putting methanol in it, trying to slow the thing down, trying to make it run longer.
Oh, and then there'd be enough tank.
Yeah, didn't have a big enough tank in the darn thing, but it was, Al wasn't worried about nitro. He had enough horsepower. He wasn't worried about nitro. He believed in 5%. That's what he kept telling me. If you need more than 5%, you're not got enough motor. Now, that being said, years later, I talked to him about the BBQB, which I got from him. Got the kit from him. Well, I got it from, I forgot his name, but he's the one got him to send it to me.
Tank.
And Tankersley. He cut me the kit and he told me that you run that thing on a regular day, you run it on 20%, and on a hot day, you run it on 30%. Lord, I
Oops,
never
there
thought
it
about
is.
running 30% nitro in a model motor.
Oops, there it is.
Joe does it all the time.
Joe does, but Joe gets away with it. I don't know how Joe does it.
They eat the nose off my airplane.
Yeah, it wouldn't mind.
That
But he said
Mustang had 30% in St. Louis, both flights.
He said, well,
30.
the thing about it is you cover it in epoxy and you don't have to worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
And he was right.
And
You
turn
cover
them
epoxy,
props.
you don't have to worry about it.
Nitromethane's crack cocaine to a model airplane engine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just liquid oxygen. That's all it is.
That's all it is. They probably run cooler filled than hotter.
They do. They do. They run
do.
cooler with more nitro will make them run cooler.
Because you got the needle valve opened up.
Yeah.
Better have a big
It's-
tank.
What prop? I can turn this prop. Watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw yours though. You run 4-blade props. I don't know where the heck you found those.
Wendy made that prop.
Oh, okay.
It was a 13 or 14. And I cut it down. It looks good on that Mustang, I think.
It does. It does look good. There's a video out there of you starting that thing at the contest, and it looked really good.
Mm-hmm. That's a fun little airplane to fly.
Let's check it out.
I've got one of those kits that Tom Morris made, but I've lost the CD. That's a tough sucker to build without a plan. I don't know what happened to the CD. It really irks me. I've lost it.
A profile Mustang?
Yeah.
Profile Mustang?
Profile Mustang Tom Morris made.
I didn't. That's probably a Pat Johnson airplane, probably.
Well, it basically is, but not totally.
Not the wing. He got a different wing, maybe.
Yeah, you got a different wing in it because Pat's got them little small flaps in his, and this has got full span flaps like yours.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Gilbert,
But,
you have a fan club that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Since yesterday, Joe and his Mustang has 10,079. And the other video is at, I don't know, let's see, 60,000 or whatever. I mean, this one's going faster than the other one. Let's see, the Bear, Day at the Field Fireworks, Will Davis Buzz Brodak Combat. Joe and his Venus is 58,164. I mean, I gotta do a video of you about once a week. 217 likes, 91.6.
That's fun.
720. Let's see how,
It's not a 10-second video, is it?
15 seconds.
It started the first flip.
Yeah.
Let's see how much money I've made on it.
Looked like it was going to take your fingers off.
$1.45 so far.
Oh, good for you. Get you a cup of coffee.
You buy a cup of coffee, you're not up to a Pepsi yet.
Hey, maybe you need 10% of that, though.
I don't need nothing. Colleen says I need 10%. I don't need nothing. That's
I
funny.
made $10 the other one so far.
Hey, there's Michael.
There's Michael.
What's up, man?
Ain't much happening, buddy. How are you?
I was just gonna hop on here and see if anybody was going to King Orange.
No, I'd like to, but not this year. Not this year.
Joe, you were just in St. Louis, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good time. We had a good time up there.
Yeah.
We got our contest in Tulsa next weekend. Same weekend as King Orange.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That's all right. No big deal. King Orange is 1,000 miles away, man. A little better.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What airplane's behind you, Michael?
That is Samuel's new 67-inch laser from Extreme Flight. It's a
RC or control line?
It's
It's
RC.
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 It's a
What's
monster.
a good looking airplane? Oh, baby.
Wow, that is pretty.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a hoss, man.
Is that all wood airplane?
Balsa and monocoat and carbon fiber. Most of the fuse is carbon fiber plate and the motor box and all that.
Yeah.
It's got a 110 amp ESC and a good God, the electric motor on the thing is that big.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
How
Don't
many
stick your
batteries?
finger in it.
just one 6S 5000. Get about a 6-minute flight out of it.
Neat.
Swinging a 17-inch prop.
Wow. How did your little Satan turn out? I see it hanging back there.
Oh, it's done.
Oh, looks good.
Well done.
Yeah.
Old school, just clear.
Yeah, there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Weighs 1 ounce.
It's pretty light.
It don't weigh much, I bet.
Yeah. Bob Whitney's going to put a TD cylinder on a stunt tank for it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you saying.
A Golden Beach stunt tank.
Golden bee with a twin sleeve, and that'd be good.
Yeah, it should go pretty good. Yeah.
42-foot lines.
Yeah, 25, probably 26 start.
So that'll spin you in the ground. 26.
Working on this too
crap.
for my neighbor. This is my neighbor's 3D airplane, and he took the whole nose off of it in a crash. So I'm doing a puzzle box right now.
Oh Lord, I just finished 2 of those.
I got a whole bunch of pieces like this.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get them all back together to get the shape back, and then I'll go in and reinforce everything with some light ply and get her back together. So
That is what you call a JOB.
it is, but it's just literally it's from the landing gear forward. So the rest of the airplane, the wings didn't sustain any damage, or neither did the tail. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of plugging them back together and then beefing everything up. It'll be fine. It'll be
Jigsaw puzzle, baby.
fine. Yeah.
I got a question. On the weekend, I flew an RC plane and wasn't running right. And we plugged it in, and you get that little beep beep, and then it'll beep once for every cell.
Yeah.
I had a 4-cell in it, and it beeped 5 times.
So your ESC's not programmed right.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. You gotta find out the manufacturer of your ESC and either go on their website and they'll have a PDF there, or YouTube is real good about that, about different programming for different ESCs. You
Yeah.
can almost always find a video of it.
An E-Flight, I think it's an E-Flight 60. But I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
They've got a real good website. Or used to have. I haven't looked in years, but anyway.
Their instruction booklets are horrible. They're so small you can't.
Oh, you forget that. You forget the booklets. They're so darn little, you have to take it to a copy machine and blow it up 150%. And then you got to get a magnifying glass. That was ridiculous.
Can't believe they have that on there. They should have something decent.
Yeah.
Years ago at One Oak, they had a quarterly something come out. Somebody had done it, and they made it real little print. And the CEO says, "Look, this company is owned by old people. Make the print big enough they can read it."
That's it. That's it.
So there's a big RC fly-in that starts Wednesday here in Leapers Fork, which is about 20 miles away. It's called the Profile Brotherhood. They were the very first guys to start doing 3D flying with profile planes, like back around 2000, late 90s, 2000 is when 3D started. And this is probably one of the oldest RC 3D events there is. And we've been going the last couple years. We've been flying control line there. We flew a little stunt there. We've been flying some combat there, and they welcome us every year to do that. We're hoping to get 2 days there, Wednesday and Thursday, and then leave for King Orange Thursday night. But it's all going to be weather dependent because the storm is either going to be still in Florida over the weekend, or it's going to be sitting over Tennessee by the weekend.
Hard to say yet. They don't know.
So I'm hoping we get to fly 2 days here, fly a bunch of RC, and then we can drive down and miss, drive through the storm or whatever rain is left, and have good weather in Florida on Saturday and Sunday. I think Friday is going to be a wash in Florida. Sounds like.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go down a day early.
What are you gonna fly, Mike?
Fly profile, N30 and Pampa. I'll use my SV11 for N30 and Pampa. We got a profile Pathfinder that Sam will use for profile and N30, and he's going to fly that in Pampa too, probably, because he hadn't touched a stunt plane since last year. It's been over a year, I think, since he flew stunt.
So you don't have Surratt hadn't got you your new plane yet.
No, it's going to be in paint in about 10 days. I just got a message from him the other day.
I saw that new one on Facebook. That thing is pretty.
Well, he's got two new ones. He's got the Raptor and the Vortex.
I didn't see the Raptor. I've seen the Vortex.
There's two new ones out, but he's sending me an Aurora, not another Axioma. He asked me if I wanted to upgrade. He said, I'll send you an Aurora instead. I said, sure, why not? So
I haven't seen an Aurora. That's new.
it's very similar to the Axioma. It's got a much thinner fuselage. There's not as much meat on the fuselage. It's a little cleaner, a little narrower.
Okay.
But like the wing and tail numbers are pretty close. It's just it's like you took an Axioma and put it on a diet a little bit.
Yeah. Ought to be neat. Ought to be really neat. How you having it painted?
I told him do whatever he wants as long as it's red, white, and blue. That's all I care about. So
you'll be all right.
He does good paint schemes,
Boy, that one he did that's going to China. Man, you talk about a pretty paint scheme. That thing's pretty. I like that.
Yeah, he must have paid extra for that too, because he doesn't normally paint the bottom of the wings and the bottom of the fuse. He only does center line top up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll do it, but I think he charges more money for it.
I have a question. I got this. I put the motor in. It's 40-inch wingspan. It's 27.5 ounces. It's just a foam board, right? What kind of length of line would I use on that? What do you got?
I'd throw out 57.
Yeah. What length of line?
Yeah.
I'd throw out 57 right off the bat.
Yeah, or 55 even.
Yeah, don't go any longer.
Yeah, it's kind of small, and it's got a big boxy fuselage on it, so it's going to have a lot of drag. I would start at 55.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with you.
Probably just even like 40 or 50-pound Spectre is all you're going to need for that if it's foam.
Yeah, okay.
You don't need to run 18,000 cable on it.
No, and make sure it's got tip weight. Be sure it's got tip weight in it.
Was that an electric RC plane?
No, I don't think so. No, it wouldn't have been. There's no I don't see anything for
okay.
That. So Len had got this from somebody out from Toronto.
Oh, all right. I was just going to mention, if it's electric RC, you always got, when you convert them, you got to check the motor mounts, because they always put right thrust and down thrust in electric RC airplanes.
Yeah.
like 4 degrees of down thrust and 2
Oh, that's a
degrees
lot.
of right thrust. Yeah. Yeah. Any ARF comes from the factory. Like the first one I ever got, my Corsair or Mustang, I don't remember which one it was. I put the prop on. I was like, damn, this motor mount's bent. Because I mean, you could see it. It's angled over and down so much. And I did a little digging. I found out that's what they do.
Yeah.
Even this big one I just put together right from the factory. The motor box has 2 degrees of right thrust and 3 degrees of down thrust in it. Right from the factory.
When you gas it, it won't climb.
Right.
Ain't that a character? I remember the first time I ever walked up, I was at the airport and walked up to an Aerocoop. I thought, what the heck happened to that airplane?
They got about 4 degrees of down thrust in them, or 5, I bet. There's a lot.
You can literally see it when you walk
Oh,
up. You
yeah.
know that thing is over and down. What
When
the
was
heck
the
happened
first
to
year
that?
Aircoop flew, Phil? What's your guess? First year for the
Oh,
Aircoop.
39.
I think it's 36.
It's before 40. I know that
You
because
bet.
I know a guy that owned a 1940
First
Aerocoop.
flight of the Aircoop.
Yeah.
Old
Probably
skydiving buddy of mine had
30,
one.
36 is probably about right.
36 is right, I think.
I know a
looked it
guy
up.
that owned the same airplane for 50 years, over 50
Wow.
years. Bought it in
Wow.
1940, and he
Wow.
still had it in 1995. Of course, by that time, he was about 78 years old. He was pretty close to losing his medical at that point.
37.
37, yeah.
37 first year.
Wow. How about that?
On this plane I got here, just another question. It's got a 9.6 prop on it. Do you have any idea what I don't want it to run real quick, but any idea what I should start out with an RPM?
What size is the motor? How many kV and
It's
what size battery are you putting in it?
putting a 3-cell 2200 amp.
Yeah.
Um,
How big's the ESC? Like 30 amp?
yeah, it's 30 amp.
30 amp. I would get an APC electric, one of their thin blade electrics.
That's what I got. It's a 9. It was on the plane. It was a 9.6, but I didn't know if I should set it at a certain RPM or not.
I would use that 9.6 or go to a 10.5 because it'll swing a 10.5 or even a 10.4.
It's
8,800.
30 kp.
Yeah, 8,800 sounds about right.
So sorry, what RPM? Is that what you're saying?
I'm guessing
Yeah.
8,800 for a 6-pitch.
Okay. I just wanted
I don't-
something ballpark.
I don't know what the motor. The motor dictates that more than the motor needs to be matched to pitch. Mike can explain all that better than I. The
Are you
KB.
gonna run a timer on it or a transmitter?
No, I got a timer. It's going to be control line. It's
Yeah. Well, I know, but some guys are putting throttle. RC
yeah,
car
it's
transmitters.
automatic throttle. You're like, yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to teach my grandkids to fly with this thing. We'll see.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Well, then I would recommend the RC car transmitter, man,
Boom, 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 boom.
or throttle. Do you know what the FR Sky car transmitter is?
I probably won't do that right away. I'm gonna just try with this. I've got a timer in in there already, so I'm just gonna go with it. But
Okay.
2 minutes.
I mean,
2 minutes.
an FR Sky car transmitter is like $24 on Amazon. And the receivers for that, the Fly Sky receivers, are like $6. So for $30, you could plug it into a receiver, plug the ESC into a receiver, and bind it to the transmitter. You can still fly full throttle if you want to, but that you can kill the power then if they get into trouble. That's the big thing about it. Because if they crash it, electrics keep running. It's going to tear the front end off it. If you're training somebody, really the ideal situation is to be able to kill that throttle when it crashes. So
yeah,
it might save you some headaches.
Well, at first I was gonna do it the way Len taught me and go out with the kids.
Yeah,
Let
sure.
them handle and I'll hold on to the front. and they get in trouble. But yeah, I could do that. I didn't really kind of thought of getting into that, but that's an idea.
It's pretty economical and it's really not that hard.
Yeah.
The expensive parts of motors.
Well,
But batteries and everything is the hardest part. I'm trying to put a half-A one together, and the only one I know of is the one Brodak sells. Is there another one? You guys know of a half-A system that's available?
Oh, I don't.
No, but I mean, you could get on E-Flight and just get some of their like Speed 400 motors. They make smaller motors, you know. You look under UMX motors, ultra micro motors, and stuff like that. That's probably what would be suitable for a.
Okay.
Because I've had plenty of little foamy ARFs that have small motors in them that would be perfect for a half-A airplane.
That's what I need to find.
I got a couple sitting right here.
I thought I'd put one together and just do like y'all talking about. When somebody comes out the park, just take them out and teach them to fly, or let them get a feel for it anyway.
That
Anyway.
ring rat, Will Davis had a ring rat called airplane. And
Phil was asking about.
That's awesome.
Phil was asking about half-A. That would be a half-A motor right there.
There you go. There you go.
And this
looks neat.
This is the E-Flight Turbo Timber Evolution RC plane.
Yeah.
And it takes a 3S 800 milliamp battery. And I'll tell you what, this little thing, it's zoots, man. It scoots right. And I think it only has maybe a 15 amp ESC in it. That's all you need for it.
Wow.
And you can buy that motor and everything you need right off of E-Flight from their replacement parts.
Okay, E-Flight. I'll give it a try.
I mean, your half-A shouldn't weigh any more than this thing does. What half-A are you doing?
It's a foam, whatever you call it, core board. It looks like a baby ringmaster.
Yeah.
I figure with all the political signs that are out there right now, go pluck 2 or 3 of them and build an airplane, you know.
hey, Mike,
Yeah.
what's the name of that? I'm going to look it up on Amazon.
Hang on, let me dig mine out so I tell you exactly what it is. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'd like to find one of those ring rats like he's got, but
you can there's plans for them available somewhere. I've seen them. I can't tell you where it was.
well, if you see them, write it down somewhere. I can't find
Okay.
it.
Designed them, didn't he?
Do what?
Bob Hunt designed it.
The ring rat?
He did.
Yep,
I didn't know that. How about
Didn't
that?
either.
I think.
Ring Rat 100 electric control line airplane. Stevens Aero model.
Yeah.
What's $80?
Proud of that thing.
Ring Rat Aerobat RC. That's different, I guess. I don't know.
Here you go, Stewie. It's called the Fly Sky FSG2.
It's Fly Sky. What's the numbers again?
FSGT2. It's RC car controller. And then the receiver you want, and you don't even need to get, this is a 6-channel. They make 3-channel receivers. That's all you need because you're only running 1 channel.
Right.
It's just, Fly Sky receivers. They look like that. This model is a 6-channel, so I wouldn't get that. But if you type in Fly Sky receiver, you'll find these.
Yeah.
They'll bind to this radio. And
Is that the 2 or was it 2.4?
yeah, this is all 2.4 stuff.
Okay.
And you don't even put your timer on there. You just plug your ESC into the throttle port, which is channel 1. And then you don't use the steering wheel. You're not using that channel. You're just using the throttle trigger right there. Super easy to bind and set up. And, I suggest when you're farting around with it, if you put it in there, Make sure you have your prop off the airplane while you're binding it and doing your throttle settings and all that stuff. Don't leave the propeller on the airplane.
Yeah, it gets a little dangerous.
I've done that before. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And this is the system they're using on the ring rats too. This is the same system Will Davis and Mark Weiss are running on the ring rats.
They work really, really good. No, really, really good.
See something fun. I don't know where Ed went, but you should have seen Mark and William go up at Ed's show. They went out on the circle and they were on another circle where I couldn't see them, but I could hear the little plane flying over there when the 3 or 4 of us weren't flying. If you want to see something fun, they went out there that morning. They were all energetic, and they get out there and they're ready to go. And we kept seeing kids go through the fence going both ways, going in, coming out, and adults going in and coming out. Didn't see them come out. I finally said, well, it's time for lunch. Let's go over and see if the guys are going to lunch. They were sitting on the bench. They both looked like a couple of they looked like they were whooped. And Will's grandson is out there teaching kids to fly.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I mean, that was a blast. He was out Will and they're just sitting there watching. And his grandson is out there and he takes this little girl and he put his arm around his little girl and teaching her to fly. It was so cute. I had to run and get my camera. It was something else. It was just something else. They were a mess.
At Brodak's, the bigger one was teaching the little one how to fly.
Yeah.
And the little one had the handle, and the big one was running the machine that Mike had, making it go. And he'd mess with him. He'd take the power away and he'd come back and land. About the time he's going to land, he'd gas it, they'd take back off, and they flew it and flew it and flew it. And finally, he shut it off. And he told the little one to give me the handle. The little one said, no, you get the airplane. It's my handle. I'm not giving you the handle. I'm the pilot. I'm keeping that
They
handle.
were cute as they could be at Brodak,
Oh, my
though.
goodness, yes.
Mm. Well, I tell you.
Joe, you going to Baton Rouge in October?
Oh, yes. Unless something bad happens. Absolutely.
I think we're going down there in November for their combat contest.
Oh, are you? They got a combat one in Zachary?
Yeah, they're doing it exactly like November 10th. Or no, November 14th. It's the week before Thanksgiving.
That may be the week of the El Dorado contest, too, is it?
I don't think so. El Dorado and Zachary
later
are
than
usually
that?
the same weekend, aren't they?
No, they got November sometime. There'll be a El Dorado contest.
El Dorado.
But it may be the 21st. I don't know, which I forget.
Okay.
There's a pretty good bunch of combat people there in that part of the world.
Well, it's so late in the year. We got nothing else going on. So I thought we may drive down.
The weather would be nice, too, probably.
It's 8 hours, so it's not any different than us going to King Orange or going up to Detroit.
It's 10 for us to get to John and Maggie's house. They'll be here tomorrow night, probably sometime.
Yeah. You don't come through Nashville going to Louisiana, do you?
No.
No.
We've gone through Paris.
Yeah.
We'll head to Paris. Pretty close to Longview, where Matt's from. We'll be 10 miles east of Matt on the way down.
Yeah.
We have stopped and had dinner with him a couple times in the past. Well, I think I'm going to get off here. Colleen's making a cup of decaf coffee, and I'm going to have me a cup of decaf coffee.
Decaf.
Oh, there's the young man behind you. Look at him.
Who's that shaggy-haired kid, man?
He's getting big. My goodness gracious, son.
He's 6 foot tall now, man.
That's
and
awesome.
He's armed and dangerous, man. He got his driver's license last week.
Uh-oh.
Your insurance rates went up.
Well, I haven't called my agent yet. I gotta do that this week. I gotta let him know we got another licensed driver in the car. I'm gonna see if I can only put him on the the crap wagon that we bought for him and not get him on my truck or wife's SUV.
I think that can, but if you put him in there, he ain't gonna be covered.
Right. I know. But yeah, we're just going to put him on the $1,500 beater box that I got him
That's
to
right.
learn to drive on.
That's it. That'll work. Well done, Samuel.
Thank you. I'm going to get out of here too, Joe. I just popped in to see if any of y'all were, if I was going to see anybody in Florida next week. I'll see you. Mark, are you coming to Florida? You're not coming to Florida.
No, we got our trip for Florida going to be Thanksgiving this year, so
Okay.
it won't be down there when the January hits.
All right, fellas. I'll
Dodge
see
the
you all
storm.
for the next one.
Hope to
Dodge
make it
the
next
storm.
year, but not this one.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Take care, Mike. Good to see you, buddy.
Night, everybody.
Good night, Mark. You leaving too?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna ask you. What were you talking about the laser cut airplane? Yeah, laser cut airplane. Which one are you talking about?
Oh,
You gonna get a Spitfire laser cut?
no, Ed Waskey sent me a couple of photographs of the plans he has. He's
Yeah.
got a kit that Walter did of it's called a Seafire, but it's the Spitfire.
Yeah.
But it's an improved version. It's got a slightly longer nose, a lot longer tail, and a bigger wingspan. And if you read the notes down the right-hand side, he said he started with John Miller's plan for the Sterling version,
Uh-huh.
and Dennis had a missing, worked with him, and gave him some ideas about how to improve it. And that's why he got the longer nose, the longer tail, and the more wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
With ideas from Dennis, and I guess he kidded it because Ed has one. He said he just got it a year and a half ago, so I suppose it's been in Walter's catalog for a long time.
Yeah.
But I was not
didn't know
aware of
about
it.
either.
And I sent
I didn't
those
know-
pictures. I sent those pictures of the plans on to John. I said, "Do you know about this?" But I have not heard back from him.
Yeah.
Anybody heard Dennis? He wasn't on the meeting last meeting, and he's not on the meeting tonight.
Oh, it's too bad. I don't hear from him that
Well-
often, but we've been emailing because of this Spitfire plan.
Yeah, I'm interested in that project myself, but I started looking at the one from oh Lord, one y'all were telling me about, something UK. I forgot the name of it. The plan service that you can get. Oh, good gracious. Anyway, I looked that up, and it's a little bigger than the one we've got, but you could take the two of them and put them together and come up with a really nice airplane, I think.
Anyway,
course,
I'm just kind of playing with John here on the CAD models, and I'm still got a lot of work to do in the Bearcat. And once I get that done, I want to
Oh yeah, I'm
finish
still
my
working on
P4.
BBQB.
Yeah, after I get that done, I've got to finish my Charles Parrott P47 that I started
Yeah.
back about 2000 before I started on the Bearcat.
Oh,
And then after
I've
that,
got-
I could start thinking about a Spitfire or another Hurricane or something. But
yeah. I'd like to have a Spitfire eventually, but it's going to take a while.
anyway, I'm a ways from being ready to start cutting wood on something like that. But it's fun to play around and think about.
Yeah. I wish I could think of the name of that. Outer Zone. Outer Zone has a Spitfire. Mark Freeman's airplane.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I got to looking at that and looking at the Spitfire from Sterling, and I said, well, it's a good bit bigger, but it got me that he has no formers in that thing, but it's got this big open like a Raby, but there's no longerons or stringers. I thought, wow, this could be fun, could be interesting, but it's going to be light.
Well, it's a
But
complex.
making
It's a complex airplane because it's like a Raby design, so
it is.
it'll
It
take
is.
a
You'd
while
have
to
to
build
build
it. Take a while to build one.
Well, you'd have to build it right. You'd have to put it on a crutch like Raby does.
Yeah,
Put the formers down in a crutch, but once we've done it once, we know how to do it. So that's not that didn't worry me. And the wing there's nothing scary about the wing. It's very simple. The
I don't like
tail
the
is simple.
I don't like the squirt off wingtips, so I like the pointy ones that most of the
Yeah.
Spitfires had. But
Yeah, I like go
they
ahead.
cut those down because they were trying to get a higher speed to catch the buzz bombs.
Yeah.
So
Well, I like the one in between. There's one the one that Mark Freeman did with it cut down so much is the 16.
yeah, I think
I
it's a
like
16.
Yeah, I like the 13 or 4. I think it's a 14. It's not plumb pointy, but it's only they just knocked the edge off. It looked like you'd have enough room to get your lead outs through that without having it look plumb flat. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it looks like it'd be a good airplane, nice airplane, and it wouldn't lose all its character by chopping the wings off. I'm like you. I don't like the chopped off look. It just looks like Reno air racers. I remember way back when they used to publicize the Reno air races to put them on TV. And I remember seeing two guys up on an airplane with a great big 2-man pull saw, and they were literally cutting the aluminum wing off, cutting the wingtip off, and cut it off both sides, and then put those just flat plates on the end of it to try to make them go faster. And then a year later, when you saw the airplane, the wings had been repaired. But anyway,
We got Gordon. What's up, Gordon?
Anyway, good night. I'm going to sign off here. So
take care, Mark. See you
Talk
next
to you
week.
all later.
Friday, hope.
Nope, not going to be a meeting Friday.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Holiday.
What's up, Gordy? Your mic is muted.
Gordon, your mic is muted.
Thank you. Thanks, Phil.
You're welcome. There he is.
I got a whole bunch of emails from you, Sparky.
Yeah?
Don't know what it's about.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's about pictures in the gallery.
Yeah, I tried to open it up and it wouldn't open up.
Yeah, because somebody already approved it.
Well, Phil, I think
Yes,
Mark should be building my Tony.
yeah.
He likes warbirds. The Tony's a very good flyer.
It's a good flyer and it's a huge airplane, but I just don't know if I can hang on to it.
Oh, yeah.
Are you building that Mustang yet?
Who are you talking to?
You. I gave it to Bart.
Oh, no, I was going to build the Blue Max.
Oh.
Didn't know anything about a Mustang.
I gave him an Outrage Mustang kit.
Oh, who did you give it to?
Bart. So I figured it'd be
Oh,
over your house.
I told him he couldn't start on it yet.
Oh.
He promised me he'd have my twin back together that he built. And that was been 10 years ago.
You tell him if he ain't going to build it, I want it back. I don't want him to go sell it and get rid of it.
Well, he'd never sell it. But I made him promise before you build another airplane, you got to finish painting that twin. So now he's got a girlfriend, so that might not ever happen.
Well, airplanes are done.
Yep. Airplane's looking pretty nice in there. I hope you'll forgive me, guys. I'm eating dinner.
That's all right. That's all
Boy,
right.
that dog's looking at you awful intently all of a sudden.
Looks good.
He was laying there so peaceful, and then you started eating. He's up there. Look, well, now he's laid back. There he is again.
Oh yeah. If there's food, he's going to be right next to it.
Oh, I've got one. I know what you mean. We call mine the terrorist. He's laying down here on the floor doing the same thing yours is doing, and I don't even have any food.
Well, isn't yours a schnauzer?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
had 2 schnauzers.
He's a character. I'm telling you what. 17 and a half pounds, and he pulls me around the neighborhood like a rag doll when he wants to. He's usually real good. And I'll tell him, boy, you're killing me. You're tearing my back up. You can't do it. He usually just, it's like he understands. He lightens up. He's a good dog.
Well, they got 4 legs to pull, and we only have 2.
Yeah. I'm telling you what, this one is a whole lot smarter than anybody gives him credit for being. But boy, you talk about stubborn. My God. He gets something in his head. He sees a squirrel. You better hang on.
Did you know they use schnauzers to detect cancer in patients?
No, I didn't know it.
Yep. They train them. They can sniff out people that's got cancer that can't be detected.
Oh, me. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I learned a lot when I had my schnauzers. Pretty incredible dogs.
I know one thing. He jumps up in my lap and he just lays here. He jumps up in my wife's lap and he growls and sounds like he's going to just tear her up. The whole time he's licking her ear or licking her cheek. I mean, she sits and plays and rubs her and plays with him, and he just sounds like he's going to eat her up.
Yeah, well,
but you go over and try to. You don't want to go over and try to touch her while he's up her in her lap, though. He's a crazy dog, I'm telling you.
Okay, he's going to work for this one. Get up. Sit. Sit. Good boy. There you go.
He's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
He is. Yep. I go downstairs. He comes down and lays in my shop with me.
Yeah.
Well, now he wants to lick the plate.
Oh, yeah. I used to have a little rat terrier that if I was home, he was right on my right side. I'd go down the shop. And I had to I took an old jacket and put it under the table saw. That was Scooter's spot, man. He'd be right there the whole time I was down there.
Yeah.
I miss that dog.
Yeah, we see. Sit. We see. What? We see. Okay.
He's a doll.
Yeah. Thank heavens my wife can still walk. She takes me for a walk every day.
Yeah. I've got a little girl down the block that wants to be our dog walker. Lord have mercy. I haven't seen her but twice this summer, and she wants to be my dog walker. She's only about 14, but she looks about 18. She's a beautiful girl.
Well, she could probably handle it.
Oh, she can handle it. He loves her. He's first time he saw her, he walked up to her, and he'd been just when somebody come up to her, he come up and he looked like a bundle of nerves just shaking. Because he's a rescue, and we don't know what was done to him, but he does some weird things. But Gabby walked up to him, and he just looked like he was going to melt, just melt in her lap. And he's been just putty in her hands ever since. He loves her to death.
I can't have a kid wanting it, Jack. Talk to him about it.
Oh, Lord. Mama just brought me ice cream. Guess who wants ice cream? He gets the last of it. He gets the last bite on the stick.
Yep, so does mine. Always gets the last bite.
Now, you want to tick him off, eat the last bite, and don't go offer it to him.
Sparky, what color are you going to paint that airplane?
Black.
Black?
Yeah.
Are you nuts?
I'm thinking about.
I've had a black airplane. Boy,
I've never had a black airplane, but I remember Bill Werwich's at the field, and you could see the heat coming off of that thing. It's Juno.
Yeah, Ted Fancher had one. He called the scum. The
Pond scum?
yeah.
No,
He
no.
says in the morning it'd fly real good, and then it'd sit in the heat of the day, and they'd change the trim on it, and it wouldn't fly as good.
Mm.
I don't
The
know.
only one I ever heard of being called pond scum was
Yeah.
the Cobra.
Oh, this
Steve Woolley's original Cobra was pond scum green.
well, Ted had that Trivial Pursuit that he called the Pond Scum.
Yeah, you can get your ice cream down.
I don't know what color I'm going to paint it. It's going to be
There you
a
go.
motorcycle paint job on it.
You spoil that dog.
Well, I spoil the dog. My wife says I spoil the dog. She just came in here with a bowl with a bunch of whipped cream in it and gave it to the dog. He's down here eating the whipped cream. And she says I spoil the dog.
It's all
All
your
right,
fault.
baby. Yeah. The dog's rotten, but it's not my doing.
Bill, I would just say the dog is spoiled and leave it at that.
Well, he is. And she's giving him a foot fetish. When we got him, if you get a foot near him, he was in the other room. He thought she was going to kick him.
Oh, my.
So now she's got him to where she'll come over and she'll sit down in the chair and kick her shoes off. He comes up between her feet. She sits and rubs him with both feet. And he just lays there, doesn't move. He's come a long way in a year, I'm telling you. He's a mess.
I can't believe Dennis has missed 2 meetings now. I think
Yeah, he told us he was gonna the last time he was on.
he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
said
I
they're
knew he
doing some
wasn't gonna be
traveling.
on. He gave us a heads up. Sparky, you're going to the contest, Joe Gilbert's contest, right?
Correct.
Are you going with Steve Smith?
Yes.
What events are you gonna fly?
I just fly Pampa expert.
Now I'm going to take your classic?
No.
Missing the boat, Sparky.
Yeah.
Well, as you flying as pretty as that airplane is, you missing the boat. Did a pretty job on that cow, and you've done it right there on line.
Didn't you fly your smaller Continental?
That's what I flew in Classic this weekend.
Classic at the Nats in last year, 23?
It wasn't last year, I don't think. Or maybe, I don't know.
I think it was because you flew, I think you might have flown 2 Continentals.
No.
Because you had a mishap on a takeoff in
That was the big one.
that was the big one. Yes. Yes.
That's been 3 years ago.
Oh.
I sold that airplane. I flew my Classic Continental this weekend, and I had a motor run away. The tank is messed up.
Oh, okay.
Did the big one have PA 75 in it?
Yeah. Well, back at this here.
But Phil, you fly some electric, right?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever converted an IC stunner from IC to electric?
Yes, I've converted a ARF. My first electric was a ARF Nobler. I converted to electric. I don't recommend that.
Did you have to cut out the engine bearers somehow?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
leave
gotta be
that
miserable.
airplane alone because you can't get the wing is so far forward and you can't get the battery back as far as you need to get it. It's going to be nose heavy. You're going to have to use
Yeah.
a smaller motor than you want to run to keep it from getting way too heavy in the nose. Just
Yeah.
the Nobler is not a good choice, but it's build it like it was supposed to be built, put a 46 in it or 40. Mine had a 40, and I won a couple good contests with it.
Yeah, I've
I thought
got
it was a
one with
great
a
airplane.
40, and it's great. It's a perfect match.
Yeah,
But
I love that.
what I'm considering it for is a Vector.
Oh, Vector's great.
How in the world did you get the engine bearers cut out? What'd you do?
Dremel tools, grind them out.
Well, you can do it that way, but there's another way. There's a tool you can get at Harbor Freight, and I've forgotten what it's called, but the blade does this, and you just lay it again.
A multi-tool.
Yeah, you just lay it in there and just take it easy, but don't let it go all the way to the base, because if you do, it'll happily chew right through that. You have to leave it up a little bit and let it chew through, staying up off the plywood just a touch, just 30 seconds or so. Then
Yeah.
take your Dremel and grind that out and get it nice and flat and level. And
No,
it takes a little work, but it's not that bad.
so it can be done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of our fellows in I think he lives near Raleigh. Now, I haven't seen it, but I've been told that he took a several-year-old Avani 2, the 60 size Avani 2. The one Tom Dixon flew one for several years. It's Bob Barron's last design. It's a 60 size Pattern Master, all in line, and he called it, made it look like an Avani. He took that and cut the engine bearers out of that and put electric in that, and they tell me it flies really well. Now, the reason they keep telling me that is because I have an Avani downstairs that I don't have the engine bearers in yet, and they want me to make it electric.
I see.
But I have two the rear exhaust 60s to go in it, one to run and one for a spare. And I'm going to build it like it was like Bob designed it. I just I don't know, not that I was that good of friends with Bob. I liked him, he was a good guy, but I bought two of those motors and I've got them and I'm going to run them.
Yeah, sure.
I still like electric, but I mean, let's be honest, what drew most of us to this the first time, we heard a noise at the park or somebody's backyard and went to go see what it was. I still love the sound.
Yeah, and you ran over there and you were amazed. And then eventually you picked up on the smell of burnt glow fuel, and it's wonderful.
Well, I can't smell. I haven't been able to since I was about 6 or 7. When I hit the dashboard of a 55 Packard, there was no padding in a 55 Packard. It was steel. Deviated septum. But anyway, never knew anything about the smell, but my hearing is pretty good. And I heard him almost a mile away at the park, and I got on my bicycle and rode up there. And 3 weeks later, I started mowing yards and saving my money to buy a Golden Bee and a little Satan. And Golden Bee was $6 and a $6.95, and I've still got it, by the way. And the little Satan was $1.50. I've been ruined ever since.
Yeah, I'll never give up IC because of those same reasons. I love it, but since being introduced to electric here a couple of months ago, I'm flying a lot more. I just get more time with a handle with an airplane at the other end because it's so quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I had the caliber of help that you've got to help me along, Dennis and all that, buddy, I'd be flying electric or whatever it took. I'd fly a rubber band plane if Dennis would coach me.
Yeah, Dennis has been fabulous. Yeah. He's been great.
Well, there's the cow. Roughed in pretty close.
Hey, Len.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Len, just the guy I wanted to see.
Yeah, what's up?
Is this what you're looking for right here?
Oh, you betcha, my friend. That is exactly what I'm looking for.
What is it?
How much should I send you?
I don't know what is shipping going to cost, you think?
Oh, that's going to be the kicker. That'll probably be about 20 or 30 bucks at least.
At least.
Yeah, at least.
So, Len, what is that for? A Super Tiger 60?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got one I can show you right now. I'll show you the deal. Hang on.
Know where he went.
I'll be back in a minute.
Have you weighed that yet, Sparky?
Yeah, it's heavy.
I doubt that.
It's 33 ounces with nothing in it. That's pretty heavy. We could take it. We can see what it weighs now, but I think it's heavy.
Mark, that's a pretty good size airplane.
About 670, I guess. 660, somewhere in there.
If it's 660, 670, that's not heavy.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's got a motor in it and everything. Good gracious.
No,
That's with that motor.
that's without the motor.
Oh. Okay.
See what it weighs right now. Okay, we're looking at you, Len.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the engine.
Yeah.
It seemed like a nice Super Tiger 60 on eBay. It even looks nice.
Yeah.
Got it all loosened up, and you turn it over, and it turns over just as smooth and easy as it does with the plug in it as with the plug out of it. Got nothing. It's just perfect.
Is the connecting rod attached?
Yeah.
Does it have rings?
Yeah, it's a ringed engine.
Can you see the piston going up and down?
Oh yeah, the piston's going up and down just beautifully. Here, look.
Yeah.
Smooth.
So it's worn
It's real
out.
smooth. Let me tell you, it is as smooth as silk. The bearings are wonderful. Everything's just great, except there's nothing.
No compression.
I mean, it's just
You
perfect.
tried
Look
to
at
run
that.
it?
Yeah, I got it to go with a starter, but
And
it
it-
won't go. Like it'll run, but it runs pretty hot, and it just no, it's just toast.
Well, I have several of those pistons and liners. I'll pick out the best one.
That'd be wonderful. You could and just let me know. Like I'll send you a PM if you like, and you can just tell me what you want for it, and
Send me the address and everything.
we'll do. And what I'll do is I'll just if I think I've got your address. If I don't have it, I'll get it again from you. But I think I've got it, and I'll just send you a money order,
Okay.
U.S. money order. Not a problem. Thanks, Sparky. That'd be awesome.
But I got a couple sets. We'll get
Okay.
one. I think I got 3 or 4 sets. I'll give you the best one.
That'd be wonderful. I'd appreciate it. I really would. That'd be awesome.
I'll look and see what. I mean, I tried to push this piston up with the head on it, but there's no compression because I got no glow plug in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
find the best one with the most crosshatch left in it.
Yeah. If you can give me a decent one, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Did
No.
Brian Gardner ever build those? Len, do you know if Brian Gardner ever built any 60 liners?
Yeah,
You did. Sparky's got lots of them, from what I gather.
I got 5 of
Oh.
them. That's what this is. This is a Brian Gardner engine.
I see.
I don't think he's doing any more of them right now, from what I've heard.
Well, they come from Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's not, there's nothing going on in Ukraine, it's going to be hard to get a liner.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Think I got enough air holes there, Len? Gordon?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Let me show you
That
this.
ought to cool it.
Let's see
That
here.
ought to cool it.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Oh, that looks
It
awesome.
takes big enough?
Oh yeah, plenty big.
Sparky, that looks absolutely outstanding.
Ain't bad for a.
Can you get your finger in there to choke it?
Well, I don't do that. I just prime it upside down.
Oh, well, that'll work.
Sparky, you just get better.
Yeah. This was a quickie job. It's not even a month old, I don't think.
That's incredible.
It's only an hour a day if you just stick with it.
It's outstanding.
Of course, I've been working. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get off of here. Is there somebody that wants to take this meeting over?
I can do it for a little while, Sparky.
All right, perfect. All right, let me close out YouTube.
Yeah.
See here.
Charles used to have me do it quite regularly for a while, so it's not a problem.
So do you know how to close it out on YouTube?
That I don't know how to do.
Okay, let me close it out on YouTube. Let's see what everybody's got to say first off, live. We haven't been following the chat. Okay, the chat. Here we go. Oh, we missed a lot. Roy Lane, good evening, like provided. Hello from Go For It Painting. Tommy, I can't read that. F2B Americano, whatever. Another French thing. Go For It Painting. Greetings from Hungary. Steve Berry, hi everyone. Not sure if I'll be able to do any more than observe tonight. Finally, time watching Field of Dreams with my son. Esteban Herrera says, Sparky, why not just set up that group text to silent? You won't have to hear it. And only when you want to check it, you can read those messages. Yeah, okay, I just turned the phone off. No storing tonight, Gary from Minnesota Mike. Don't forget to hit the like button from Go For It. Yep, guess our group text is annoying Sparky again. Oh, yeah. Hi, Sparkman, looking great. Sparky, like provided, Wayne Rice. Thanks. Hello, everyone at Stunt Hangar. This is from Bryce. Have a message from John Cordelius. He's in the hospital for a heart operation. He wants to apologize to the guys that come to the show. Just get better, John. That comes on that he was going to send some stunt scoring sheets that we use over here. Lisa Wayne says, we are praying for you, John. Hope you see you on the hangout soon. I got my stunt shirt or stunt mug yesterday. Stunt Hangar mug yesterday. It came from the Netherlands. Still waiting for the t-shirts from Bryce. Okay. Prayers to you, Gary. And let's see. Danny Bort say, yo, sorry to hear that, Gary. Well, there's a lot of them here. Annie, Jeff, and Chewy. Light given, prayers for those needed healing. Buddy Barbie says, light given. What percentage do I use on my McCoy Redhead? What percentage of what?
Fuel, and oil.
Fuel and oil.
Yeah, oil I'd use about at least 25% and 5% nitro. Use castor oil in that motor.
Only.
Sparky can't be a fossil. He's only 3 months older than me. Yeah. Andrew with experience. Like delivered and sorry, cannot join tonight. Hobbytown has the ring rat, and that's it. All right. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Okay, we are exited from YouTube.
Okay.